speed it up a bit. Crazy with the rain and everything, but I thought our team had a good mentality. Coming off the rain delay, but I thought they also started the game very well. I thought we should have been up 2 or 3-0 at the start. They were a little sluggish. Took New England a little while to get going. Once they did, they're a handful. They have some guys that can make a play around the goal for whatever reason. Whether it was us blocking things or just making a diving tackle at the end, we were able to keep them off the board. But they pushed the game in the second half there, so it was a little bit of a lull. To be honest, the timeout and the rain delay saved us a bit because I felt like we were really under the gun. Credit to my guys, though. I thought they all played well. If you go through man by man, I thought everybody had a pretty solid night.
Jim, what does it take when you have a rain delay like that to keep everyone focused and on the task?
Yeah, it's a tricky one just because you hear 10 different updates from 10 different people. Some have rules of 30 minutes. It'll be 30 minutes for sure, but no, they just saw lightning, so it's 5 more minutes after that. So there's always this mixed messages that you get. You're just trying to keep the guys as focused as possible, but also as loose and calm as possible. The first reports we got was it was going to be a serious storm that was going to take an hour. So that you don't want to let that set into their head. So it's kind of you give them a little bit of little pieces of information, and not too much where they're tuning out and shutting down. So they were ready to go. To their credit, our staff did a good job keeping them moving in there and motivated. There were some soccer, tennis games going on, just keeping active. But once they got on the field, Kevin Miller got them going, and they were ready to go.
You get that goal from Connor so early, it seemed to catch New England off guard.
Yeah.
Did that make things easier for you going
Of
home?
course, yeah. It's always good to play with the lead at home, especially. We haven't done that much this year, and this place can be. We're trying to make it a tough place to play again. There has been a lull of games in the beginning of the year where we weren't, protecting this house, so to speak. But I think we stepped up, and a shutout at home is what you'd like to see. I don't want to call that a comfortable win, but it felt comfortable. It felt like we were gonna not give up a goal tonight, and that was something that I really liked from our back line, from our midfield, doing a good job defensively, and our forwards as well, defending well.
Jim, just a couple weeks ago, you guys were kind of out of the playoff picture and just starting the Open Cup. Here you are, the semifinals, and you're back in the playoff picture.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's positive. Fortunately, the East isn't very strong right now this year, so that's helpful. I actually, when you look at the table, I think it'll probably take 45 points maybe, which comes to about 12 wins and 10 ties, maybe something in that range to get in the playoffs. We're running out of games though, so there is urgency. We have 2 at home, New York or Colorado, and then New York at home. 2 huge games where you don't call them must wins yet, but they're huge games. So we have to be ready for them. It's been a busy, crazy schedule, but like we said in the locker room before the game, I told them we're 2 wins from being in the first final that this club's ever been in, so that's something special. Hopefully you sit back now and watch the Dallas Carolina game tomorrow. You hope there's 5 or 6 red cards, and then you go from there.
You got a busy week coming up.
Yes.
How does tonight impact?
It's tough. I mean, some of the problems, some of the man management got solved, with Mo getting the red card, with Mikey LaHood getting a red card and having to sit out tonight, so he has fresh legs now for Colorado. You lose Mo, though. Austin Berry, the poor kid can't catch a break. He's sick now, and he has this violent, he's throwing up and not doing too well. So, I mean, poor guy. Anything that could go wrong this year with him health-wise has. We just want to get him back to 100% because that's a big piece. I thought that would be the simple solution, plug him in there. But Ethan White's also ready now. He's ready to go, and either one of those guys can step in and do the job. I'm confident in that. But there's tinkering. Brian Carroll came in tonight and did with fresh legs, did a great job. I thought he broke up a ton of plays and was a good leader on the field for us. Maurice Adu played great and won a lot of the air balls and broke up a ton of plays defensively for us. So happy with everyone. Happy with everyone.
Jim, how do you assess the chemistry? It seems like you guys have a lot of chemistry in the attack between Sebastian and Christian.
Yeah.
I guess Sebastian becomes the all-time leading scorer in the US Open Cup.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, that's something special. I saw that stat. It was for as big of an honor as that is. It was kind of kept quiet. I think I saw it on like a little blurb last game against the Cosmos that I think he moved into like a tie for it. When you think about how long this tournament's been going, I think, is that in the modern era? Is that what they call that? So 96. Okay. So still a long time, and that's a ton of goals. It's a great honor for him to have because there's obviously been a ton of players that have played in big games. It just shows that he's been on good teams that advance and go make little runs in the competition. So he's scoring goals right now. Was that his best goal, a highlight reel goal for him? Probably not, but he'll take it. You know what I mean? It shows up on the stat sheet as a goal, and that's a real honor for him to have. The chemistry, though, there is something happening in the midfield. You can tell Christian Maidana in the middle has been, something we went to kind of, I'll be honest, it wasn't my genius or anything like that. It was more Vincent Nogueira got injured, so we threw Christian in there a little more during practice, and he's kind of taken it and run with it. So he's doing well in there. You start to think about getting a Nogueira back, and it's exciting. He'll be he's fingers crossed, hopefully ready for Colorado. That's the timeline there on that one. But yeah, you add him with the things Maidana's doing right now, and you have a handful in midfield. Danny Cruz has been doing great too. So there's some real interchange, and there's competition. It's healthy competition. Everybody's competing. You can see they fight like crazy on the field, and they fight even more in practice. I can tell you that.
Speaking of Vincent, with the way Christian's playing, does that help you ease him back? Coming back from that first goal?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yes, it does. Instead of this being a desperate game where now we're not sure what we have, and you're scrambling to get the best team out there, you can kind of look at what Christian's done centrally and say he can hold it down, and maybe you bring Vincent in off the bench just so you ease into with that groin. Because again, it's something that's tricky with him. He's never had it, but again, he's a valuable player, so we're excited to get him back. He's a guy that can slow the game down. You can give him the ball in any part of the field, and he can kind of calm things down. You're seeing us now still play probably more long balls than we'd like to, but it's in a competition that's survive and advance. So we're trying to get through these games and move on to the next one. Stats get thrown out the window in the Open Cup, that's for sure. Possession and all that stuff. It's for baseball.
Just finally, what's the significance of getting right back here 2 years later? You guys had a crack at it in 2012 on your home field, and now you're right back at it.
Another good point. Yeah, well, that was a disappointing one. I think I was just starting. I was with the 18s at that point, maybe helping out a little bit with the first team, and that was a tough loss because it set up nicely where you had a home game against Kansas City, and they were kind of this up and down, running gun team, and they came here and they sat in and they caught us, a couple times on the counterattack, and that was the end of it. It happened quick. It's one of those things where, they had a good game plan and they did the opposite of what we expected. But to now know that you have to go on the road, it makes it more challenging. We're familiar with Dallas, though, having just played them, and we think we can go there and win a game. Carolina's a little outlier. I watched them play against the Galaxy, and they have a good team as well. They're dangerous. They have a special home field advantage there. I expect them to give Dallas all they can handle. They're a good team, and they're fighting to represent a league too, so that matters. People don't think it does, but that really does matter. They're representing the NASL, and they're going to try and do it to the best of their ability.